How are you doing, my friend? It's so nice to see you.
I'm doing great, Clark. How about yourself?
Great. Hey, it feels like we were just talking yesterday. It goes by so fast.
No,
so I always look forward to these.
It always goes by fast.
Goes by so fast, and the topics, we always will choose something different, but we have some similarities, though, and this is all in an attempt to help your patients, future patients, people just to get to know you, because you are a one-of-a-kind physician focused on this. And so it's been great to see the show grow over the years and seeing different people who are enjoying it, and then, boom, fast-forwarding, and now they're able to get this great outcome that they're hoping for. And so today's topic, destination hair restoration. I love it. Tell me, in your own words, what does that mean to you? And how have you created this true destination experience that someone can get really advanced, hard to pull off hair transplants?
Well, it starts with kind of our approach. We're engaging on the front end when people call. We make it easy. We've got great communication, both on the front office and the back office. And then, we have a consult. They have a consult with me. And oftentimes we do a video consult. Some people come into the office. But since we're talking, out of town, I mean, that's almost 100%. Although I've had people fly in from Boston just to do a consult, Philadelphia. I've had people drive from Charleston and Florida, Tennessee, to come down and just meet me and
just to meet you, have the consult in person. Now, how much more value? I mean, if somebody wants to go through that, totally fine. But how much, just for someone who might be thinking to themselves, okay, another part of the country, might not be able to get down to the Atlanta area. How much more value does that create by being there in person?
I mean, it's a personal thing. I mean, some people need to validate that what we're showing online and what we're talking about on the podcast is actually real. They want to check out the office, the procedure room. They want to confirm that we've got a clean, modern office, which we do. We really work hard at it. But most of the time, especially the people out of town, there's really no need to travel if we know that we're going to do for a consult. If we know that we're going to do hair transplant, and pretty much all the boxes are checked. There's not some weird alopecia. There's not something that would actually prevent a procedure from being done, and you're screening and asking those questions and you're able to, what I'm hearing from you is you're able to have a fantastic consult from the beginning so someone can make that right decision. Yes.
And then they can make the jump. Because it probably is like a jump, right? For someone who's been feeling this and they finally find you, because we know not all hair transplant professionals, let alone, you're an actual medical doctor. I mean, there's a lot of noise out there, is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, absolutely. And really, our podcast, I said this many times, and when we came up with the plan to actually start the podcast, my main quest was to get people comfortable with what we're doing and comfortable with me and my staff in the office. And so when people are coming from out of town, especially from across the country, we had somebody fly in from Hawaii recently for a procedure, and that's a big step. But, people are taking that step and traveling to Turkey, and which we've had podcasts before, which I don't necessarily agree with. Oftentimes that's based on price, but there are a lot of factors and things that are kind of unknown. So the podcast is really there to kind of negate a lot of those unknowns so that people come in and they're excited, they're confident that we're going to get a great result and that we're going to have a great experience. And really that's what it's all about. People from out of town, oftentimes, I had 2 people from out of town today, and it's the frequent comment that I hear, like, Alpharetta is awesome. Both the patients today stayed at the Hamilton Hotel, which is walking distance to my office. And they had a great night last night. They walked around, had a great dinner, and so that starts the experience off. And then when they get to the office, it's a brand new building. It's a big, spacious, light, kind of infused space.
You designed that, a lot of this. Yeah. You wanted to feel like a spa.
Oh, absolutely. And so they pretty quickly get a sense that they made the right decision. And so, the out-of-town guests, I mean, what are they looking for? I mean, why would they fly across the country and come to Alpharetta, Georgia to see Dr. Danyo and his team to get a procedure done? And I think there are a number of reasons. I mean, first of all, we've got over 200 five-star Google reviews, and
that's huge.
That's huge.
And these are public. Hey, that's a public review. I mean, Google is and I know that a huge part of this is to be discreet.
Absolutely.
But it's amazing to have at least 200 people who will say the 5-star review. That's incredible.
And each one has their own story, and they share those stories, and I totally appreciate that. And those reviews kind of validate the results and actually the experience that they had, and getting 5-star means it was excellent. And
yes.
But we have talked about this many times about doing a no-shave or shaveless FUE procedure, and it's something that I've been doing since 2013, and I was one of the first in the country to actually do it, and it's something that I do in my office 70% of the time, and about 40 to 50%, it varies, but within that range are from out of town. The rest are from around the Atlanta area. And a large majority of those are looking for more specialized hair transplant. And that would be a no-shave procedure, or doing beard or body hair like chest or abdominal hair to go to the head, or to reconstruct their beard, fix scars, fix prior hair transplants that were done in a poor manner. And unfortunately, I'm seeing a lot more of that, or doing really extensive cases for complete baldness, or maybe procedures were done in the past, including multiple strip procedures or plug procedures, and we're actually having to remove large grafts and reconstruct hairlines. I mean, these are all complicated things that somebody like myself, with the experience that I have, and then also the team that we have, we deliver on. And that's really, all those factors kind of contribute to why 40 to 50% of my practice is from outside of the Atlanta area.
They're coming to see you. They're coming to see you, and it's a physician-led experience. I know we've had dedicated episodes why that's important, and you've got a fantastic team, right? Dr. Danyo and his team of medical professionals. I absolutely love it. Something you were saying a moment ago is how we've enjoyed this podcast experience because we can kind of bring someone along with us. And I think podcasts can paint a great picture. So help me paint a picture of the whole destination concept of what someone might be. Let's say they've had their consult, they booked their travel, they're coming to visit. What are a few of the main things you want to mention just as a part of, hey, maybe even making this a little getaway, a little vacation.
Absolutely.
Still staying discreet, all the objectives being met while they're trying to be as, you try to keep them as calm and relaxed as possible because there's a lot of emotions probably wrapped up in this.
Well, we talked about the Alpharetta experience and the office experience, but really what we do, I mean, when we do a shaveless FUE procedure, the donor site looks the same when you leave the office as when you walked into the office.
That's like magic.
Yeah, and it's not easy to do, and it's really a technique that I've mastered and worked on, since 2013. And a lot of shaveless procedures are truly not shaveless. I mean, they're going in and maybe shaving a box out and kind of lifting longer hair and bringing it down over the donor area, which you absolutely don't want because you're taking a huge amount of density from a small area. You want to take the entire donor site. Or they're going in and pre-cutting. And when you do that, you almost always take more hair than you actually harvest, and that generally leaves the donor site looking kind of thin. And so with our technique, and really my philosophy, I will never over-harvest somebody. And we do our billing, final billing, after we get all the grafts out. So everybody's really confident with our graft number. And if somebody comes in for a large procedure like 2,000 to 2,500, and I get 1,800, I do that because that's how much the donor site will give us on that particular visit. And then we allow things to contract in and we can get more. But the fact is we don't kind of pre-charge for a set number and not get it and not say anything, which is often the case. We really are very transparent with our counting. Everybody's very knowledgeable and feels very satisfied with the way we count and that we build properly. And so when you do not over-harvest, your donor site, again, looks the same as when you walked into the procedure, and everybody's really amazed. So part of that experience, is on the pre-side. I mean, people can go out to eat and enjoy Alpharetta, but you can also enjoy it the night of the procedure. We allow people to wear a baseball cap out the door. Oftentimes...
You say you do encourage them, you said to wear baseball?
Yeah. As long as it's not kind of resting on top of the grafts.
Okay. So you can, that's pretty incredible. This is unlike a lot of other procedures.
Yeah. And
you can have that. That's got to be really exciting to be in a new place, to start to look and feel the way they want to feel.
Absolutely.
And to get that experience.
And people aren't walking out with bandages and bleeding and swelling and pain. Coming to Alpharetta, coming to the office and actually enjoying the town and to what it has to offer. There's so much to offer just walking distance from the office. Oftentimes people bring their families or their spouse, and it's not just a procedure. I mean, it's really the experience plus a procedure. And the post-op and the pre-op for the procedure, we don't make it complicated, and we really respect your time or the patient's time, so that this is really seamless. It's just a blip on the radar screen, not like this major life event. So it's something that we perfect and work on every day. We really look at cases that maybe went a little bit longer and sit down as a group and figure out what we could have done better. And oftentimes it's simple things like positioning, or we should have started on this side, or face down, or
always improvement. Always improving. Always finding that improvement. And to go back really quick on this as we're wrapping up here, I think it's really significant that when you make that estimate, but we were talking about earlier, hey, some people might want to travel in person to do the consult. Well, let's say you don't travel in and you're working with your team to have a great remote virtual interaction, get the estimate. When you do make that destination visit happen, you're only going to pay for what you get. And that, I feel like, can give someone a lot of peace of mind.
Yeah, and with the consultation, I never give, this is the number that we're going to do. I always do a range. So there's, and the price range is kind of built in that because we do charge per graft. But again, we do that final billing. There's no refunds and people calling and saying it didn't go through, on my credit card or on my bank statement. And, for us, that kind of accounting is not something that I enjoy. And we like to just keep it really clean and just be honest with the graft count. Do the billing, final billing that day, and it's seamless.
Thank you for walking me through that, Dr. Danyo. Another great conversation. I always appreciate your time and energy on this, and looking forward to the next one.
Excellent. Thank you, Clark.
Hey, thanks so much for listening to Hair Restoration with Dr. Daniel A. Danyo. Book your consultation today with Dr. Danyo by calling 678 845-7521 or online at nahairrestoration.com. And be sure to follow, rate, and review the show wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.